Howdy, hey, this is Frost, and I'm back at it again with one of these stupid Q&A videos. Some notes before I start. My voice really hurts. It has been really busy for the past couple of weeks. I've been singing, I've been doing a bunch of crap. It's going to be really cracky. I'm sorry if it dies during the video. And number 2, this is unscripted. Every butt, and stumble I make is going to be unedited because I'm lazy. So let's get started. Alright, so I'm going to start off with questions from Rika Shuck, which I skipped last time. Her first question is, what is Rosebud's sexuality? Rosebud is straight. Can Rosebud ditch Finch weirdo for Frostberry? Honestly, same. I wish she could. Maybe. We'll get more insight on their relationship in a later chapter. Apple Shard or Frostbud? Frostbud all the way. I low-key ship them, but I'll never, ever have them together. It's like a self-punishment type of thing. Can Skyrose come back? No. Okay, but seriously, look for her in a couple chapters. She might be coming back. Maybe. Keep your eyes out. Keep reading, please. I need validation. Got any tips for making comics? I'm going to be making a huge post with a bunch of tips for comics. I've been promising this for like 3 months now, but it might get finished in a couple of months. It's pretty freaking big. How do you make so many pages in 2 weeks? It's mainly a schedule thing. I've been doing it for so long that it's just a part of my day-to-day schedule. I do an hour of Stormclans War every single day, or more, probably more on the weekends because I have more time. And it's just become so ingrained in my daily routine that it's just a thing that I do now. Next question is from Willow. She's asked so many questions. When will Sky return? Never. Comic tips for getting it done. Get a schedule. Cool facts about Frost's dad. Oh, cool facts. Okay, so you know how Scarface has a scar on his face? It would be concerning if he did not. And do you guys remember Robin Path? She has a scar as well on her leg. They both got the same scars in the same accident like a couple years ago, when a dog came into camp and Scarface protected Robin Paw, who was protecting Violet Paw, and we all know what happened to Violet Paw and Robin Paw. That's a fun little fact. And Frost's dad was also a huge nerd and was best friends with Friend Frost and Lightning Blaze. What is my favorite cat from the Gatherers? Waddle. I love Waddle. What was Waddle's past like? Okay, so Waddle has a bigger brother named Wade. They're both from different litters. Their mother, Arrow, was really flirtatious cat and was mates with this cat named Zephyr, who is the father of Wade. However, Arrow cheated on Zephyr, leaving Zephyr to leave the family, and then Arrow then had Waddle, and that's their family history, essentially. Is Waddle the best boy? He is the best boy. I love him. Is the leader of the Gatherers actually Finch and Sky's father? Yes. The main reason why Fennel is so adamant about attacking the clans is because of Finch and Sky. Why did their mother run away from Fennel? Because the Gatherer system's really messed up, and the mother did not want her children to be raised in a society like that, so she managed to run away when she could. How do you pick colors for your backgrounds? I pick colors that complement each other. If I do blue for a background, I make sure to add in purple and turquoise. I do things that complement each other, not the darker version of blue, because that just makes things really ugly, if you understand. Just colors that look nice together and give just a really vibrant, colorful vibe. That's just what I want to go for the comic. What was my main inspiration, if any, to start a comic? It was actually I Love You, which is a comic on Webtoons. Back then, like a year ago, I was really, really into Webtoons and all of the comics, and I was really into like this weekly format and everything, and I wanted to do that myself with a bunch of Warrior Cat characters, and that's what's gotten me here today. Do you plan on making more comics after this one is over with all your other stories? I believe that all my Warrior Cat comics will be over after this, but I do plan on doing more personalized comics with, a world that is my own and with humans, and it's going to be a bunch of fun. What are all the OG's favorite things to do? Lake, Frost, Rose, Sky, and Apple. Lake's favorite thing to do is to hunt. actually. She finds it really calming to hunt. Frost, she loves to annoy her friends and hang out with her mother. Rose, her favorite thing to do is probably to hang out with her loved ones as well. Sky is to draw. She loves to draw. Sky's a big drawer. It's never shown in the comic, but like it's a headcanon of mine that she draws all the time. And Apple's favorite thing to do is worry and be dead. Okay. Red Feather's question is, any tips on staying motivated on big projects? All right. I got 3 main tips when people ask me this. My first tip is to get a schedule, like I've said before. If you have a schedule, it helps you get things out quicker. Like, oh no, this is going to be due in a couple of days. I better get working on it. And once you have an actual audience, it persuades you to do that further. The hardest times to make a comic is the first couple of chapters, because nothing happens if you give up then, because it's not like you've spent years on it or months on it yet. But once you're in the flow of it, you can't go back then. That's like my thought process. Another thing to keep me motivated on a big project is to make it for myself and not for the attention I'll get for it. If you do it for the attention, then you're going to be really disappointed, because most things don't start off as big bangers, you know? It takes something to happen in order for it to get attention. And for a long time, my comics only got 20 likes every time they were posted. But that didn't like make me stop, because it was more for myself rather than everyone else. And then my last tip is to stay organized. Like, have an idea of where you want your comic to go and have moments that you want to build up to in order to stay motivated in times you just don't want to draw anymore. And who is my favorite background character to draw from Stormclans War? I'm not sure if it's considered a background character, but I freaking love to draw Silver Star. Like, Silver Star is my first to go to favorite to draw. I love her design. I love how she looks, and she's my favorite to draw. Okay, Aspen. She says, how do you background? I can't. I background. It's just practice and colors and just that. She asks, how do you create your characters and make sure they're all unique? How I do it is that I take aspects from myself and then I make other traits out of it. I bring together these things about myself. For like Frost, it's my energy. For Apple, it's my nervousness about social situations. For Lake, it's my it's my pettiness, essentially. Rose is my more romantic and, sensitive side. And I just make all these things about myself, and then I give them other characteristics. I make them different. I make them similar. And once I do that, they are all really unique because they're based on different aspects of people I know or myself. How do you ensure to keep your characters in character? This is really hard. You gotta get into their mindset. You gotta give them a reason to do anything they do. If you give them a reason and a motive to do what they do, then once they do that thing they do with their motive, it'll always be in character. I don't know if that makes sense. How smelly is Apollo right now? Apollo is my dog, and leave him alone. You guys are a bunch of bullies. Do you like to draw anything that isn't about warrior cats? I like to draw my OCs, my human OCs. I've been into human drawing lately. And other than that, I don't really draw much anything else. I guess I draw superheroes sometimes, but that's really it. Do you prefer kitty or fish? Kitty is a cat and fish is a snail pet. I like kitty better. Ha! Who is my favorite Steven Universe character? Pearl. I love Pearl. She's my favorite. I think she's funny and I really love her. Just Another Name asks, what do you plan to do after you finish the series? Are you going to make another comic or something completely different? I'm going to make a new comic, not in Warriors, but with my actual human OCs, which I'm probably going to post on Instagram or maybe Webtoons. I'm not sure how I feel about having a voice-acted version of my comic. I don't want it to become something that big. Maybe. Once it's over, I'll think more about that. For now, I want to get it over, and then we can see what we can do with that idea. And then, all right, I got a question from Dream. How? That's all I got by. Same. I don't know how I did it. It's just motivation, my dude. Spooky Hours, Dawn asks, not sure if this has been asked before, but anything inspire you to make this comic? Oh, answered that before. It was mainly I love you and my love for my OCs. Willow asks again, will Apple ever appear again? In dreams? Never. He's never going to appear again. Maybe. He might. No, he's not. He's dead. He's never coming back. That's what I hate about the Warrior series, is, like, I get that it's a religious thing and all that, but, like, it brings less impact when dead characters come back all the time. And, like, I want Apple to leave a big impact, so I'm not going to have him come back willy-nilly. Which character's grown the most since the beginning? What do you mean by that? Since, like, the beginning of the comic, or since the beginning of me, creating this? Because if so, I think the character that's evolved the most ever since I've, created them was Brown Stripe. I don't know if you guys remember him. Brown Stripe is was Applepaw's mentor. Brown Stripe has evolved since the beginning. He was originally this really edgy kid who was really mean, and now he's this big prankster with a whole backstory, and he's evolved so much since I first made him, like, 3 years ago. Just Another Name asks another one. They ask, if your former apprentice squad, Frostberry, Rosebud, like Shard, and Applefall, had access to movies, what would their favorite movies be? Frostberry's favorite movies would probably be, I'm not sure what Frostberry would like. She'd like one of those really cringy old Disney movies. Like, no, not Disney movies. Disney Channel movies. Like, maybe Surf's Up, or, not Surf's Up, that's not what it's called. It's Teen Beach Movie. Or something really cheesy like that. I'd see her liking stuff like that. Rosebud would like animated Renaissance Disney films. Lakeshard would really like operas. Soap operas. That's it. That's all. And Applefall would like anime movies. Especially like that one voice. He would like anime movies. Applefall would be a weeb. Alright, let's see here. One more question. Let me scroll through here, see if I missed anything. Oh, okay. Willow asks one more. What would the main cats dress up for Halloween? Frost would dress up as a vampire, a cute vampire. Lake would dress up as a zombie librarian. Apple would dress up as a werewolf. Rose would dress up as Juliet from Romeo and Juliet. Sky would dress up as a starving artist, and Finch would dress up as a werewolf and a clown. No, Finch would be a clown. He wouldn't have to change much if he were to do that. All right, and that seems to be all the questions. It was nice having this. See y'all later if I ever decide to do this again. Bye.